Welcome. Good morning, or wait, afternoon. It's afternoon for everybody. Welcome.
Good morning, Vietnam. Here we
Yeah.
go. So this workshop, webinar, masterclass, it's all of the above. We're going to get into something that I frankly was very terrified of, which is the teleprompter. And the thing that we'd like to open up with is why, if you're feeling any type of trepidation, any fear, uncertainty, doubt about using a teleprompter to record videos, why you should maybe consider reconsidering, because there is tremendous power in this idea of using a teleprompter. Now, one of the things that I always like to start with is, why should we use the teleprompter? What is the true value? Well, I think the thing that we need to really start with is, what is the problem that a teleprompter solves, right? So number one is too many videos. This is our opinion, but too many videos out there on Dubb or on YouTube or on social media, they're too focused on the creator, the speaker, the talker, and not necessarily on the viewer, the person that's consuming the content. And, there's a lot of literature on this as to why it's so important to make the other person, put them on a pedestal, make them the hero of the story. We are simply Morpheus, if this were the Matrix, and that person on the other end is Neo, right? So there's a great book on this called Building a Brand Story, Donald Miller. I recommend that everyone read that book. It's really great. If you can't read the book, then just watch the YouTube video. And it basically just talks about understanding what the person's needs are, what they're trying to accomplish, and then putting them on the stage. And then you're simply just their guide. So a teleprompter is going to help you to do exactly this thing, which definitely is going to result in more results. It's going to result in more leads, more, prospects, more clients, more referrals, more testimonials. It's going to activate your whole viral loop, based on the content, based on the videos that you create, right? So the second thing is that too many videos are too long, okay? Now we understand why this happens, because we're also guilty of it. When we start talking, when we activate our stream of consciousness and we let our flow state start to go, we just start talking. And the things that come to our mind are the things that we start to say. And sometimes we have no idea what we're going to say. Now, I'd like to just be fully transparent here, and I'd like to show you guys what I'm doing right now. I am basically reading from a teleprompter. This is just my monitor, and I'm reading an outline. But the idea here is that I am trying to keep myself super on point, because I know that if I don't keep myself on point, I'm going to start talking about random things, and I'm going to go into the stream of consciousness, and my creative mind is going to have a lot of fun in the sandbox. And I want to keep myself on point. The next thing that I think a teleprompter solves is this idea is that there's too much unnecessary information. This might be called noise. This might be called superfluous information. It might be called things that people don't need to hear, right? Think about how many times you recorded a video, you were in a crunch, you needed to record it, you needed to get it done, and then you recorded it and you did it, and it was maybe 3.5 minutes long, and then you go back and you watch the video and you ask yourself, what in the world was I talking about in this whole video? And the fact of the matter is that you were writing while you were recording, and that's a very normal and natural thing to happen, right? If you record while you're writing, you're going to ideate, you're going to make experiments, you're going to put information out there, things will stick, things will not stick. And then eventually you're going to figure out what your point is. And then you're going to start to summarize your point at the end of the video, right? So what a teleprompter allows you to do, it allows you to make a concise narrative. What is it that you want to say? What is the person's goal? How are you going to make them a hero? What problem are they looking to solve? And then how are you the person that they can trust to help you solve this? Now, we shouldn't be completely drab and informational about this. We should be entertaining as well. The 3 E's that we always talk about when creating content are elevate, entertain, and educate. Elevate, entertain, and educate. These are the 3 things that we should always be focusing on. The word entertaining can be misconstrued. The word entertaining just means moving your hands a certain way, having a pensive thought every once in a while, showing visuals that in your office, picking up your guitar, which maybe I'll do a little later, doing something that just adds a little bit of fun information so that the person on the other end just gets a little bit of delight. If you have a kid, if you have a cute kid, if you've got a cute dog, if you've got A reptile, bring some entertainment. It doesn't even have to be an active thing. It could be a passive thing, like where you work, what your office looks like, the frame on your wall. So entertain, elevate, and educate. These are the 3 E's that are so critically important. So a teleprompter is going to help you solve all of these things. Now, what I started with is that I had massive amounts of fear, uncertainty, and doubt when it came to recording with a teleprompter. And I think the reason why that took place was because of 2 things. Number one is that I associated a teleprompter with a newscaster, and I'm not a newscaster. That's not what I do. So I had this imposter syndrome that I think I was suffering from. The second thing is that I tend to speak and then write as opposed to write and then speak. So it still is to this day, it still requires that I actually sit down and stay focused. Even yesterday, I did a video and all that I did was record, write an outline, not actually the script. So it's so important to keep yourself on point, to be consistent, to be professional, to stay on brand. So with that, I wanted to pass a mic over to Darius, who's going to take us into the world of AI. And if you see his phone and it's a red screen, that's proof that he's got blood in his body.
Right on. That's going to make sense in a minute here. So, okay, what I want to show you guys first is one of the problems that we were talking about, this writer's block, right? Not knowing what to say or wondering how to say it. Everyone's in different industries. We have real estate and mortgage and insurance and agencies. Everyone's doing something different, but we all need some tight scripts like Ruben was just describing, where you want to take someone on a little journey. And sometimes we need help. We need help with ideas. We need help with writing scripts, at least something to bounce ideas off of. And so what we've done for you guys, for those of you that haven't seen it yet, is we have built the Chat GPT sort of AI right into the platform. And ours is called Ira, the AI powered assistant. And it's built into 2 places. One is it's directly in the dashboard. And you can see here, I've already given it a prompt. I'll talk about that in a moment. And it's also available right inside of the Chrome extension. So if I click the extension, the same Ira tool is here. And what we've done is try to make it a little bit easier to use than ChatGPT. So you have some default things: write something, write a script, write a video script, do some research on, brainstorm topics. So those are things you can pre-select, and then you can say how to do something, and it's going to give you a script here. So what I did is I just asked it to write a teleprompter script for why people should use a real estate agent. And you can see here, it gave us an entire script. It's not bad. And you can take this either as your starting point, right? Or something to completely just take and now enter into the teleprompter. So we wanted to build this as a tool for you guys when you need those, when you're having writer's block, when you can't think of what to say that day. You can literally ask it here, what are some topics I can write about to accomplish this goal? Then it gives you the topic. Then you say, write a script on this topic. And then you can take that script and sort of repurpose it. So this is what we've tried to build to allow you guys to overcome some of those obstacles of coming up with what you need to say. Now, the AI is not going to do as perfect of a job as you could in your own script. So there's typically going to be a little revision that happens after this. You guys will use the AI to get a template, to get an outline, to get in a concept or an idea, and then you'll come refine it with the specifics of your business or your value propositions and things like that. And so right from there, it is a simple copy and paste right into the we'll cover the import in a little bit. And then also right from the extension. So you can ask the same question here. The benefit of this is you don't even have to come back to the Dubb website. You can be wherever you are and click just on the extension to access that same tool. So the AI is part of the platform. Everyone has access to it. So make sure you guys are leveraging that. Now, if you haven't had an understanding of how it works or anything, I do recommend just a quick Google search, a 2-minute YouTube video on how to use an AI tool, because really the potential is limitless. And we've built it in there for you guys to access it so you don't have to wait in line or figure anything else out. It's right there for you. I want to talk another place about where to get scripts from, where to take a really valuable place for getting script ideas. And it's not from our own brain, but it's from our clients, things that our clients say, things that our customers say. What are they saying about the business, about the service, about the product? what are the great things that they're saying in testimonials, in replies, and reviews. That ends up being really powerful content because it's not what we're saying, it's what they're saying. So make sure that you're taking the feedback from your customers, whether that's through reviews or, just client communication, and figuring out how to incorporate that into your scripts as well. So this is just a couple tips on when you have writer's block, when you're wondering what should go into your teleprompter. This is some ideas to help you guys overcome that. The AI and your customers, your audience, what are they saying? Those two topics will keep you fed for what you should be saying for any time to come. Literally every day you can come ask the AI for a new topic and you have a video to record. So that is that piece. And I'm going to pass it now to Rob to actually talk about the writing process. So we've talked about the overall presentation and now where you're going to overcome some ideas, some blocks. And now Rob is actually going to show you guys the process of writing this teleprompter script out. And then I'm going to show you how to put it into Dubb. Rob?
Thanks, Darius. Yeah, so the writing, it's almost like reverse engineering this thing. A lot of the times, one of my favorite shows of all time, Whose Line Is It Anyway? I'm sure everyone's seen it. Improvisation, it's fun. You're up there, you get ideas, you start going. But like Ruben said at the top, you can really go down rabbit holes. So a lot of the time, if we just spend the time with the writing, like using the AI, like Darius just showed, to get that little framework fire starter of what you want to do and then make it your own. But if you take the time and really think about, okay, what do I want to say? What's the best way I can say this? Because a lot of time when you do improvisation, you could spit something out, but it's really probably maybe not the best way you can say it if you spent a little bit of time thinking about it. So sit down and get into that mindset. Think about what you're going to say it, and then say what you said. Get into that cadence. Okay, what am I going to say it, and then say what I said. One of my favorite writers, David Mamet, his screenwriter, is fantastic. The phrase I like repeating over and over, because I just have to remind myself a lot of the times, is get in late and get out early. Get into the most interesting thing possible when you begin what you're saying, and get out just in time to keep that interest really there. Because a lot of the times with sales, you want to have something at the end where, my God, you've got my attention. I'm so interested. Now what do I do? And a lot of the times we say at Dubb is click the button below, go here, go there, give them a directive. So the writing part of this, if you just spend the time and you really sit and think, what do I want to say? What's the point of what I'm saying? How am I going to say it? And one of the best methods that Ruben came up with, he called it the gas pan method. And I'll put that into the chat right here so everybody can see it. There you go. So the gas pan method is based on a few things when you're thinking about the writing process. How do I want to grab their attention? Grabbing their attention is one of the most important things you can do in any sales video, business video, social media content. What are you going to say right out of the gate to get their attention? Then once you get their attention, they're listening, you've got to address their needs right away. Why are you even making this video? Because once you've got my attention, okay, great. Now what are you trying to tell me? What do I need to know? So address what their needs are. Stay on point. That's one of the biggest things when you're writing for the teleprompter, because the whole point of you sending this video is for a reason. Stick to that reason. Stay away from the rabbit hole, stick to the reason. The other part is you want to prove yourself, right? And then prove yourself when you're writing is bring value. It's what anyone will tell you across the board. You have to be able to bring the value to what this video is about and how it's affecting them. That is the meat of the story. Then you've got to give a call to action. Once you've brought the value, great, I love the value, but now what do I do as the viewer? You've got to tell me what to do. We always say, don't have any weak sauce at the end in terms of just reach out to us, do whatever. No, tell them what to do. Direct them where to go, what button to click, what link to look at to bring them to where you want them to bring them. And the last part is, and this is probably one of the most important parts, don't ever give up on this. Never give up when you're doing this stuff. The whole point of using the teleprompter is to keep you ultra efficient and focused. If you're just, if you come up with creative ideas, put them in the writing and then have them in there. So you're just delivering this when you're ready to deliver it. But writing is one of the most important things you can do. Take advantage of the AI and really jump into the most interesting way you can start the story right out of the gate with the camera, and then tell them what to do at the end. So those are the biggest things you can really look at. Gas pan. Definitely everyone should take that. It's in the chat, and take it down and use it.
Nice. Okay. So Ruben, did you have anything?
If you wanted to take a screenshot of that, you can go ahead and do that now.
We have talked about a couple things really quickly. I know we're moving fast, but I want to get into the portion of where we're going to actually take this teleprompter script and add it into Dubb so that we can read from it while we're recording. So hopefully we've taken some of these tips, especially the gas pan piece, like the call to action, the catching their attention. Those parts sort of go by the wayside sometimes, and we just get into a habit. So don't forget those really important steps. Okay, once we have our script, I'm going to take the one here from the AI. Once we have this script, we can add it to the teleprompter. And the cool thing about the teleprompters is they're all synced up. So when you just load it into one place, it's going to be available in all the locations that you can access the teleprompter, which we'll cover next. So you take your script here. I've now copied this to my clipboard. I'm going to go to Assets, Scripts, and then here you'll find your library of scripts. If you're in a team setting, you can actually share these and have owners and stuff like that, so they can be visible by one person or more. And if I want to add the new script, I click here. Of course, you would want to name this script. So this was the AIRE script, and then simply paste the body there. Now, there's a couple things I want you to be aware of, guys, is the teleprompter width. So if you have a line that is too long when you're reading from the teleprompter, here, I'll pull up this one. Like this one, for example, you see how I've done my spacing to where it's essentially one sentence per line. The reason I've done that is so that I'm not trying to read so quickly everything in one line as it's passing. There's two ways to do that. You have a speed adjustment here, or you can make adjustments in the script itself with spacing. So if you know that you need a pause, like if I say, are you differentiating from your competition? I might wait a moment after that. So I'd put a space into my teleprompter, or I'd put a character there so that it passes over it. So you want to make sure you read through this one time before you go to record it live, because you may need to find, like this line here, probably too many words per one line for myself. So I'd probably break it up where it naturally would be broken up, like with the comma. Buying or selling a house can be a daunting task, but it doesn't have to be. So there's a natural pause there. So you might consider breaking that up here. Once you have the teleprompter script there, you're just going to click save. And now that script is going to be available everywhere you can access the teleprompter. This is available in several locations, guys. One is, of course, you're on the website. Just hit record. Teleprompter's right there. There's the script. I can adjust the speed. Multiple locations. So one other piece there, and then we're going to come back. I'm still going to show you guys. Rob, you're going to show us some of the recording action, how to actually use the script once it's uploaded. And then we are going to cover some pro tips for like auto tracking and things like that. Take it away, Rob. Oh, you're on mute.
All right. Yep, got it. All right. So I'm going to cover the basics here, and then Ruben's going to do a little run through on what it visually looks like. But the big thing when you're doing these recordings, speaking in bursts is a phrase where when you're writing the scripts, think about phrasing. Because in other words, when people connect to phrasing like they connect to stories. So when you're speaking in bursts, maybe you want to say something, there's emphasis on that. Like this part of the video is massively important. Pause like Darius was talking about, and then jump into the next thing. So think about the importance, not only of the words, but of the phrases you've actually created, because they're little snippets of what people are going to remember, visual snippets and audio snippets of what's going on. The other thing physically is always have an even eye line. You always see, sometimes you'll see videos where people are a little bit too high, a little bit too low. You want to keep that even eye line on the webcam, about a foot or two away, like Darius was showing, or in the mobile app, it could even be this close if you'd like to. Keep an even eye line. It's best for connection. As far as natural delivery goes, this is open to your personality. The biggest thing you don't want to do is try to emulate someone else or be someone that you're not. Write the scripts in terms of how you speak. It's one of the most important things you can do. You don't want to talk a certain way and then the script is written where it sounds like a newscaster, and that's not yourself. So if you have a personality that's very intense about certain things when you're describing something, be that intensive person. If you're someone who's a little more relaxed, be a little more relaxed. You can make things sound important while being relaxed. Don't take your personality and put it on the shelf. Have it absolutely infused to everything that you're doing when you're delivering it to the camera, whether it be on the mobile app or the webcam. Also, editing on the go. A lot of this stuff, when Dubb was created, the editing is amazing because you don't want to let the text slow you down. You want to let it help you. So with the mobile app, you can trim the clips, you can edit them, you can do the same thing on the desktop app. You know, when you record something on the website, you can edit the videos. It's all designed to make the recording and presenting of these videos a lot easier. So think about that. When you're recording and it's done, use the tech that's available to you to do the little trimming, do a little edit, and get it right out there into the world. Don't let it slow you down. That's not what it was designed for. So those are some of the basics there, Darius.
There's also an editing piece for the teleprompter as well. So let's say if you are recording from your screen or your website and you see that something is wrong with the script, you need to add an additional space or something like that, then you would just go back to the script under assets and scripts, and you can make edits to that script as well. So you'll come back and add your additional space or make the edits here. And on the mobile app, we'll be able to show that as well. You can actually make edits to the script directly on the app as well. So I know a lot of people end up using the teleprompter on the mobile app. Rob was talking about eyeline. And so if you have an external webcam, meaning it's sitting on top of your monitor, like 1 or 2 inches, it's going to be quite a distance away from the teleprompter. You can see here the teleprompter is right at the top of the screen. It's as close to the camera as it can get. But if your camera is 1 or 2 inches above, you'll probably need to be a little distance back in order for that eye line to really not look like, because if I'm reading here from the middle of my screen, it's obvious that I'm not looking up at the camera. So a lot of people that are using the teleprompter will also use the mobile app because, as Rob mentioned, the eye line is much better. It's right next to the camera, regardless of your situation. The only thing you need to be careful with that is still the eye line. You want to make sure that you're only reading from the top of the teleprompter. So like I'll pull up my AI script here. It's the same situation. When I'm reading, I don't want to be reading from the bottom lines here in this script. I want to make sure I'm only reading from the top ones. That's why you need a professional real estate agent on your side. So this one's probably a little slow for me, and then maybe I'd speed it up. A real estate agent is your ally. Anyway, you get my point, is make sure the spacing is correct and make sure you're only reading from the top lines as they're passing, because you don't want to be halfway down the screen on either your mobile or the desktop. Ruben, we ready for the screen share piece?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right.
This is what we call meta. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna show my second webcam.
Can we spotlight Ruben? Sorry.
Yeah, let's get me on a spotlight. And then what this is basically, I'm in the Dubb mobile app here. I've got my, let's see if I want to make sure that it's focusing. Okay, I don't think I should move it too much. So it's is that blurry? Okay, well, this is the best I could do at this point. But what I will do is I'm going to show you the 2 options on how to get the teleprompter to read. So the first one is the auto track option. Okay. So here I go, auto track. I'm going to click the reset. Hi, Nicole. Hope you're well. I wanted to let you know that unit 107 in your complex just came on the market for $880. So far, the highest sales price to date. All right. So that's the auto track. What it's using is a speech recognition technology, so that it can basically follow and then increase the height of the teleprompter when I'm done with a particular sentence. The other option is the auto scroll. Auto scroll is exactly what Darius just showed, where all I have to do, I think that's a little better. All I have to do is basically click the button, specify the speed. I think my speed is 5, and then I can just read it naturally. And you have to make sure that there's enough text in there for it to work. Hi, Nicole. Hope you're well. I wanted to let you know that unit 107 in your complex, and I noticed this is a little slow for me because I increased the text size, so I'm going to increase it, just came on the market for $880. So far, the highest sales price to date. Right? So those are the 2 options. Now, there's a third option in here, which is doing it manually. You don't actually have to use either of these. If you feel more comfortable using your thumb because you want to speak in bursts or take, intentional pauses, that's absolutely okay. You just have to make that choice to not basically to basically just choose that, and you can hold it with your thumb, and it works well. It's really your choice. So hopefully that was helpful.
Show the width and the height adjustment.
Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at that. So if you want to make this extremely customized for yourself, you can increase the height like this, and you can increase the width over here. Now, keep in mind, if you do it too high, and if your eye line is starting to read lower on the screen, it's going to be obvious to the camera, which is at the top of the phone, that you're reading a script. So I would just encourage you to find your healthy balance of a nice height, somewhere around there, maybe, and then make sure that your eye line's at the top. So never get yourself reading too fast. If you find yourself reading too fast where you're going to the bottom of the text, that means that the text is appearing too quickly and that you need to speed it up a little bit. So you'll learn that. This takes practice. Honestly, it just takes about 20 or 30 times to get used to. But then once you do, it completely opens you up.
Right. Like I have a couple of scripts that, we've been doing this for years now. And I have a couple of scripts that I need to record. And I'm definitely going to be using the teleprompter because it's very specific, like what we just talked about. There's a clear attention grabber. Then there's a clear value proposition that was, we sat there and worked on it and wrote it and made sure it was good. And there's a clear, concise call to action in the scripts that I need to record. And it's not like 1 sentence, 2 sentence, 3 sentence. It's a paragraph, right? It's probably going to take me 1 minute or more to record. And I know even with the practice that I have, trying to memorize a 1+ minute script, it's probably going to take me much longer than it will to just put it into the teleprompter, find my right range, whether I want to use my mobile or the desktop, and then record it that way. I'm going to be doing that today, probably after this. So, like I said, even someone that has all the experience, the teleprompter is really going to come in handy. There's plenty of times where you won't need it. If it's just a custom little quick video, hey, John, got your stuff, here's your info. That's a different story. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about videos that you're going to be producing or sharing with your audiences, or it's a really specific presentation and things need to be tight, right? You don't want to drag it on. We want to make sure that your script is very tight. And so that's where the teleprompter is going to come in. I have the same problem with Ruben, where if it's not in a teleprompter, I can sort of go off into some tangents and say, oh, and this cool thing, and this cool thing. And it's like, no, we got to keep it right here. So if you're not already using the teleprompter, definitely consider it for your next piece that's more than a few sentences. Going to make life so much easier than trying to re-record that, because I've done that before we built it. I actually used to hold something up here and I downloaded some teleprompter app, years ago, and I've tried those things. I went back to memorizing it. And since we've built it, it's like, okay, it's so much easier now. There's not been an easier way before. So I love the auto track feature personally. Use that one a lot on the mobile.
I wanted to kind of take just a quick poll here. Please put one in the comments or just raise your hand in the Zoom feature if you've ever felt anxiety doing videos. Okay. When I mean anxiety, I mean you're frustrated that you've done too many takes recording a video, that you're having a hard time recording a video because of stream of consciousness rambling problem. You're suffering from the technology around you. These are real things that affect us. It's like the other day, someone was leaving my office and she took a cup of coffee and she was on the road and she spilled the coffee and it landed all over herself. And then someone got annoyed at her behind her and then they honked the horn. And it was like this downward spiral of stress and anxiety, and it's like we suffer from the same thing when we're recording videos. This is a fact, right? And we're all in this together. This is not like some of us suffer from these things and some of us do not. We're all in this together. There's technology issues. There's our personal delivery issues. There's the writing aspects of this. There's a lot going on here. The teleprompter will release anxiety. It does require the pre-writing though. And that is one of the things that I have made a choice to try to really be intentional about. And my teleprompter coach is on this call, Rob Bott. So you guys got it from my personal teleprompter coach. So he's the best. You won't ever know that he's reading from a teleprompter. I can guarantee that, but he's the best. And here he is to coach us. So I would just take these suggestions and practice. Remember, never give up. If you just sometimes you think that you're saving time recording a video and you end up doing 10 takes of it, and then you're very frustrated. Whereas you could have taken 6 minutes to write the script and then 3 minutes or 1 minute to record it, and thereby saving a couple of minutes, and not to mention the anxiety component of this. So, the ones are there, we're all frustrated by this. Check the teleprompter out. It's on the desktop app, it's on the Chrome extension, it's on the website, and it's on the mobile app. I wanted to, unless there's a specific question, I wanted to kind of very quickly jump into some simple tech that I have found some use in. The thing that this mic right here, this is a Blue Yeti mic. If you could put the link in the comments, dubb.com/gear, GEAR. This mic actually can actually plug into an iPhone. So if you guys are using an iPhone or an Android, there's a plug that you can get, which I'll show you in just a moment here, that allows you to plug this USB mic into your phone. A lot of people don't know that. That is an absolute pro tip. It's very good. You keep the sort of the gain down, but the quality is going to be much better, especially if there's ambient noise. So that's very interesting. The other thing that I might recommend if you're interested is a lavalier mic. A lavalier mic is just a wired mic here. And I always get the name brand stuff because, I don't trust some of the other stuff. This is made by, I think it's in the dubb.com/gear. Like, I don't remember who makes this, but if you have an iPhone or an Android, you're going to need some sort of a plug like this. This is a lightning to an 1/8" cable. And then this cable, you'll notice it has 3 lines, not 2 lines. And that's a requirement. You have to get this converted to 3 lines because the way that these work is they're traditionally made for a mic and for a headset. So it sort of needs to separate it. So there's a way to do that. You can Google that, and there's some great links on Amazon about how to do that. Oh, sorry, this is a Rode mic. That's the name of this company, Rode. So yeah, that's some simple tech that I recommend using. But really use the tech that works for you. Make it scalable, make it repeatable. I always say that. Make it easy and make it fun.
I got a couple more things here I just want to show on the teleprompter with the desktop activity. So we were talking about the different locations that the teleprompter is available, one of them being the website here. However, if we were talking about that camera limitation, right? Like if you have an external camera, this teleprompter is, another inch or so below even the top of the screen. And so what we're recommending for that is the desktop app. That's this desktop. You can see I'm clicking there outside of the browser to actually launch the desktop app, which we just did a webinar on last week, guys. So if you want that recording, put something in the chat, let us know. We can get you the recording from the desktop, but you can see it is about an inch above the other teleprompter. So puts it even closer to the camera. So as close as we can possibly get. And this is good for either your webcam or your screen. So when you want to record your screen with a teleprompter, this is the way to do it. You can record with your webcam, on the website itself, but I believe that the desktop apps is probably even a little bit better just because of its proximity to the camera. So you can, instead of doing your screen, do a webcam only, and you can see that teleprompter's in the same spot. So these are 2 locations where you'll find access to the teleprompter for either type of video. And then of course the teleprompter is available in the mobile app as well. So, and again, those are tied. So you edit the script inside of the teleprompter, or sorry, inside of the Dubb app, and that's going to update the script everywhere at once as well. So just like a video, any place you record a video from, it all goes to the same library. The PTR works the same. So, okay, that's some pro tips on where you guys can access the teleprompter. And if you haven't downloaded the desktop app yet, I definitely recommend it.
I was going to very quickly show, this is actually the cable adapter that I mentioned. If you're using iPhone, I'm sure there's one very similar for an Android, but this is a lightning wire here. And then on this side, this is a USB cable. And then this is the lightning charger cable, the traditional charging cable. So I can plug any USB mic into my iPhone and it sounds great. Always do an audio test just to make sure it's working. The 3 mics that I always recommend are the Blue Yeti, the Blue Snowball, and then if you want to drop a little bit more coin, you can buy the Shure USB mic, which is like $250. But it's a nice mic. So it's really up to you. There's a AKG one that's for about $50 or $60 as well. Again, I always go name brand. I tried to buy a non-name brand once, and I regret that. It sounded terrible.
And the other thing too, Ruben, I want to say real quick, just from an overall perspective for everybody, the one thing that teleprompter does more than anything, it lets you be confident. A lot of the times, one of the biggest things, and not to tie the 2 worlds together, but like from an acting perspective, if you don't know your lines and you're trying to play his character and you don't know your lines, you're searching. And as soon as you start to search, you're gone. Well, this is being authentic. This is being you. But at the same time, there can be that anxiety of like, oh man, okay, so if I don't have a teleprompter script, all right, I'm going to say this, I have it memorized. But there's that anxiety level. Let the teleprompter be like the warm blanket. It's there. You wrote it. It's you. It's your words. It's there. You don't have to worry about that part. Now you just be yourself. So remind yourself that the confidence, the teleprompter will bring you the confidence as well. So lean into that. That's what it's there for.
Absolutely. So that is the full demonstration on the teleprompter, guys. If there's any questions, of course, Mary Ann, I know it sounds like you're having a technical thing. Definitely reach out to support@dubb.com. We're very fast on that chat support as well. Come to the website, guys. Get your issues answered, really fast. So we're very proud of that. What else? If there's any feature suggestions, actually some of the stuff we built is from other people's technology. We saw some cool stuff and said, hey, this is something that we like. Let's go about building this. That's where the whole concept of the teleprompter came about. I was using some other app years ago and I was like, hey, this would be really cool if we had this. So we love ideas on improvements as well. So probably not the place for it now, but if you have something, reach out, let us know.
Yeah, and speaking of support, if there's anyone in the group that needs pro support, pro coaching, we have Russ Johns in the house, and Russ Johns is a certified Dubb pro coach. He's great at everything on Dubb, from the technology to the best practices when recording videos. So just a huge shout out to Russ Johns. Russ, if you could put your link please in the chat. And if anyone needs a pro coach, just send him an email or just put one in the comments. And you should definitely get just on a call with him and just get at least a discovery and assessment on what it is that you're doing. And I'm sure he can assist you.
Nice. All right. What do we got? Anything else? Any questions? Thaisa wants a conversation with Russ. Right on. Okay. Ruben, any last notes?
Gosh, I'm open. Any other questions? All I can say here is that this takes practice. If you think that this stuff is going to happen very quickly, it's not. It's that learning curve. It's that initial discomfort that you have to get over in order to realize the benefits of this. And I think that applies to everything. We know this. We've done this. We're all grown-ups. We've gone through this 100 times in our lives. I just wanted to give that reminder, that gentle reminder, that public service announcement that you are gonna trip up in the teleprompter. You're gonna start to read the lines. You're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna get frustrated. These features have all come from the team. We at the Dubb team, being super frustrated with the technology. Like there's a little tiny pencil icon. Darius, I don't know if you had a chance to show that. That pencil icon was the product of me getting so frustrated reading from a script that I might have thrown the phone across the room. I don't remember, but I was so frustrated that I had to go to a different page to make an edit on the teleprompter that I said, we have to have an edit option directly on the teleprompter. So what we did was we sort of took inspiration from Google Docs, and there's a tiny little pencil icon, and you can tap that and you can make a change in real time to your script, right? So that's the first one, and then select a script, and then you can see the second one while you're actually in the view mode.
There's the editing of your script.
Yeah, and then I'll actually show the next place.
So there's the pencil and
then
the edit.
Yeah, perfect. And then here's the other place where you can do it.
Oh, show up. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, to the right. Oh, left. Yeah, you're right.
My other right. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
This little pencil icon right there. There's some scar tissue on that, ladies and gentlemen, because it is frustrating when you're reading the teleprompter and you realize that you want to change something, and then you have to go to the website or you have to go, to a different page on the app. Here, you just click on it, you make your change, and then boom, you click save, and then it's done. So this is a very, very real thing that you are going to do. You are going to make changes on the fly as you're reading your script, and that is absolutely okay. We're not on a news station where you need to read directly from the script and we have a room of writers. That's not what this is. We are making mistakes on the fly and we're correcting those mistakes. So there's a lot of scar tissue and also compassion in that button. So please use that feature to make the process super easy for you. I wanted to give a shout out to James in the room.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this Bluetooth mic. I don't know if this works on the Dubb mobile app. I've never tried a Bluetooth wireless mic. So if you want to give us a heads up as to if that works, because I know on the native iPhone camera, you can't use an external wireless microphone. Like you can't use your AirPod microphone when you're recording natively on an iPhone. So there are some limitations with the Bluetooth, but maybe I'll grab a pair or I'll test that, or I'll lean on you, James, about that. I just kind of prefer the wired just because charging and it's always sort of here, but it's really up to you. Any questions, any comments, any concerns?
Nice. It's some good scripts. Yeah. James, that's like, if you're in real estate, Inman and Keep Concurrent Matters is an excellent place for script ideas. You have the AI for other things. And there you go. He's confirmed it does work with iPhone. So right on.
And that does work with the Dubb mobile app, just to confirm.
No, no. Yes. There you go.
Oh, okay. There it is. So we have it in writing. I do it every day. So if you guys want a wireless microphone, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. James, if you could reshare that link, please, your Amazon link. That's great for $30. That's awesome.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it for today. It's a quick one, guys. If you have any questions at any time, support@dubb.com, chat support, live training every single weekday. We're hosting a real estate masterclass every week as well. That's Thursday. If anyone wants to join that, Ina, pop in the link there, or come ask support if you'd like to join the real estate masterclass every Thursday. And live training every day. Their link is there. So again, we're here for you guys to help and support you in your endeavors. And that's what keeps us turning here. So we appreciate you.
And the link for the real estate, the link for the regular training is dubb.com/T as in training. And then the link for the real estate is dubb.com/RET as in real estate training. So RET is basically the acronym there. I'm just sort of curious. I wanted to do a quick poll. Is there anyone in the room that is not yet a paying subscriber on Dubb that has now seen the value in Dubb? We would love to receive some real-time feedback on our technology, on our offer. If there's anyone that's considering upgrading your account on Dubb, throw one in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Love to give you some additional support and just see if you need any additional kind of care and love, because that's what we're here for.
Absolutely. I think most of our peeps are paid here. Yeah, these are some paid people. So
nice. Yeah, that's always good to hear. If you guys need support, I'm going to stick around for just a couple of minutes here if anyone needs some additional support. And dubb.com/T, support@dubb.com, our live chat. Darius set a goal as the chief growth officer and the co-founder of this company that he wants to get our support time down to 10 minutes. At some point a year ago, I think it was like an hour 3. And what's that? What is that, Darius?
It was too long. It was too long. Now it's very short. So I was like, I want to beat. You call Verizon or something, you're going to be on hold for a while. Here, you're going to get support quick.
With the technology that we use for our support chat, there's no way to hard code how long it says that our support time is. I don't think you can cheat it, and not like we ever would. But right. It all is based on actually truly what your response time is.
Right. Yeah. No, this is not something we can say. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. By the way, this is the #1 resource for you guys this is the fastest way to get in touch with any of us is right there. You just click the little green button. Instant answers are available. And James, yeah, right. I'm sleeping in this room. I'm right here. And that is under 10 minutes because that's what they're measuring it as. That's our 10-minute response time. Now, again, this is business hours, guys. So if you come in at 8 o'clock at night, there's not going to be a 10-minute response time from that. But 8 o'clock the next morning, there will be. So
nice. Right
on. Good. I think that's all, guys. Appreciate you. If there's anything else, let us know. Come reach out, support@dubb.com. I have been known to do that. If I'm bored, I'll go in there and help people. So cool. All right. See you guys. Happy hump day here. Thank you. Bye-bye.